Okay, people. So we are looking at oh my days, how do we pronounce this? I know I'm gonna butcher it. Abrazo. I think that's how you say it. Right? This is the new short film from Paola Baldion. Uh, she also co-wrote the film with Ray Figueroa. The film is produced by Vicky Sale, executive produced by Jamie McPherson Toll and Paola Baldion. Daniel Valesco handled the music. Aran Soheli is on cinematography. Okay, so Aaron also edits along with Aaron M. Garcia. Erica Glazer handled the casting. Production design, we have Andrea Figueroa. Taki Chinoa Garcia is hair and makeup. And our cast, right? Paola, man, she writes, directs, executive produces. She also stars as Louise. Norma is played by Kathleen O'Grady. Or Kathleen O'Grady, should I say. And one of our agents is played by Jackson Gutierrez. So the gist of the film is this. Louise, a young pregnant Central American migrant, accidentally finds shelter in the house of Norma, a North American conservative woman. Right, so we enter this film and it's a woman watching this news footage, right? News footage is of January the 6th. So we have all of this, right? She's got American flag on the wall, gun mounted. It's, she's patriotic, let's say. And, see, here's a noise, right? Here's a noise. So she goes out into the yard with her gun. And then she finds Louise. Now, this film, you've got this woman who's very much kind of America is for America. That's the sense you get, right? And she doesn't want immigrants in the country and just all of this kind of stuff. So we have that she's also a mother, right? She's got a husband she cares for who's ill. But it's like someone that hasn't interacted with a group of people. The film, it's kind of about barriers and what it takes to permeate those barriers. You know what I mean? There's so many times, like, I knew a kid back in the day. I used to work with this guy, right? And we used to go out, everyone, from like the team used to go out for meals. And he was just like, oh man, I don't mind where we go. Not Chinese food, man. I do not like Chinese food. And we'd be like, really? And one day, like, we just was like, what have you tried? Because there's probably something that you like, right? And he's like, I've never actually had it. And we're like, wait, what? He's just like, oh no, it just looked like it'd be too spicy, too much for me. So we went to a spot and man, he ordered some dishes. He loves Chinese food now. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things where you don't have experience with the thing. Like, you've just heard rumors, you've heard suggestions. And then from that, you gauge this whole thing, right? In your mind, it's this crazy situation. And I think it can be that with so many things, right? And we see it so often with race, right? Or class, gender. You have people, sexuality being like, I hate, Indian people. They're all liars. Because you might have known one person or heard of one person that was a liar. They may not have been a liar, but that's what you heard. So now you are painting everyone with that same brush, which is always ironic, right? Because no one goes, say like their friend Tim is a piece of shit. So, but they don't go, oh, so that means all people that look like Tim are a piece of shit. They're just like, oh no, it's just Tim. But they're happy to do that, generic assumption across the board on other people and groups. And it never makes any sense. And as I said, this film is kind of breaking those barriers, right? So we have lies who can't speak English. So there is that divide that they have to get through. But I think there's certain things that are universal, right? The fact that she's pregnant, Norma has been pregnant. She has a daughter. So she understands that. And then, there's the odd word, there's gestures, right? You get what's going on. And then it's actions. Because, hey, they always say actions speak louder than words. And there's something Lois does that then makes Norma reflect on everything, And it's kind of crazy that it takes this one thing, but it does. And then the story opens up a little bit more and we get this other information that is kind of weighing on Norma. It's an interesting short, people, right? It's just 12 minutes. No, sorry, it's not 12 minutes. It's 16 minutes. Yeah, just over 16, right? I say just under 17, to be spot on. But we do get this fleshed out story. You could say that it's a little idolized, right? Because there's many a situation where, say, even though someone might help you, people will still turn and hate on that person, But I think this film is showing what it could take, right? Showing that it's that emotional connection that can oftentimes change a mindset, that can open people's eyes, So we have these nice moments like at the very end, or I think at the table, So we have these things which just show this connection, this kind of unspoken bond, which is very nice. It's well played by, because mainly in this film, we are following Louise and Norma, and both Paola and Kathleen do a very good job of bringing these people to life, right? And giving us that emotional impact. So yes, I think it's still on the festival circuit. So if you see Abrazo, people definitely, it's definitely worth checking out, right? Definitely worth checking out. And, we'll have information on the website. So any screenings, that might be coming, I'll put those on. Or if I know when the film will be dropping, we'll put that link too. So yeah, there it is. Abrazo.